So we're going to kick off with a list of some of the Prince's Trust programs which are happening up in the north. So if you are watching in Scotland, we've got some great courses coming up in the next couple of weeks. We have Boost Your Confidence with team programs in Dundee, Arbroath, Motherwell, Perth and Cumbernauld and Coatbridge. We also have the Get Work Ready with the Get Into Retail in Glasgow, and you can also get into catering in Glasgow as well.
And if you're in the north of England, you can boost your confidence with team in Wigan, Liverpool, Manchester and Leeds. Get into technology with Manchester and Sheffield.
Technology!
Loving that. Get into retail with in Leeds.
There we go.
I'm
so bad at this.
This could be you right now. Get started with emergency response in Middlesbrough.
Emergency response, we don't
I
have
don't
that
think
there.
that's here.
First aid.
Let me just check my pulse.
Yeah.
Get started with product design in Rotherham and try something new with Fairbridge in Liverpool.
And also in Northern Ireland, these courses are happening very soon. We have Boost Your Confidence with team in Antrim and Newton Abbey. We also have Get Into Retail in Derry and Omaha, and also Get Started in Photography in Belfast, which is over here. Fine, there you go, Ruby. So if you guys check the comments for links to each program, they're all down there, or you can give us a call on 0800 842 842. Phone lines are open until 9 p.m. And stay tuned for what programs we have coming up in Central and South England, Wales and Northern Ireland. All right, and now for our next guest, Miss Ruby Granger, everybody. So Ruby, for those that don't know and everyone watching at home, you are a YouTuber. And the niche which we discovered today that you specialise in is StudyTube.
Yes, StudyTube.
StudyTube. Talk to me. Talk to me. Yeah, the coolest part of YouTube.
But yeah, I mean, come on. So basically, StudyTube is a niche of YouTube which is focused on helping students. So it's making content for people who are studying for exams, people who are kind of working on their GCSEs, their A-levels, their studies, and providing both tips and motivation in order to help them to succeed, basically. Cool.
And is your content, is it like everything that you've experienced, or do you get feedback from your viewers to say, oh, can you cover this, can you cover that?
A little bit of both. So I definitely work off my own experience primarily because, you know, teach what you know. So I don't want to, you know, say something where I don't actually, like, it's not properly backed. So if it's something I've learned
from you, and
exactly, because it's more meaningful, I think. But I definitely do. If somebody says, you know, oh, I'm actually really worried about like rejection, then I might talk about rejection on my channel. To kind of make sure that I'm making content which is actually helpful with people.
Yeah, that's amazing. That.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, so do you know, it's interesting because you talk about the people and content and making it relevant.
Yeah.
So did you know with your GCSE results at the time that you wanted to do A-levels, you know, was that something that you foresaw and life now?
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, it was that same defined path of, you know, I'm gonna finish my GCSEs, then I'm going to do my A-levels, then I'm going to go to university.
Not just any university.
Yeah.
Please
come
on.
Okay. So I had my heart set on studying at Oxford, English at Oxford. That's been my dream since I was 12. I was like, you know, I'm going to do well in these Year 7 exams so that I can go do well in my Year 8 exams so that I can do well in my GCSEs and so I can get into Oxford. You know, that was the end goal. But then I got rejected. And when that happened, I had to completely reconsider exact kind of what I wanted to do, and I had to think about, you know, what are my other options? How can I still like succeed in a way that I want to succeed and get where I want to be? So at the moment I'm studying at Exeter, and I love Exeter, and I wouldn't have done it any other way. Like if someone said to me now, you can study at Oxford, I would say, no, I'm really happy at Exeter. I want to stay here.
Right. Okay, so guys, you can see, although you may have your, you know, predetermined plan or be expecting a certain set of results, if you don't get them, it is almost about being flexible and kind of using the cards that you've been dealt with and kind of trusting yourself as well that, okay, cool, I can deliver on this.
And that's a much better skill. Like that's such an important skill to be able to do, and like to actually, I mean, I'm actually really glad for that rejection additionally because I know that it's given me a huge skill set and like an ability to deal with that failure and like using that flexibility in a way that I wouldn't be able to.
You said earlier, everything happens for a reason.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's
Oh my
right.
gosh, exactly. Yeah, I think kind of we all pretty much agreed on that. You know, like
Defos.
this idea that everything happens for a reason. You have options.
So you
no matter
just
what.
spoke about, you know, being quite conscientious in your year 7 exams, your year 8 exams. What sort of tips can you sort of share to those who've got their GCSE results but now need to prepare for university, or if they are going to university, you know, what sort of things do they need to be considering and working on as far as you're concerned?
I'm a huge fan of planning and like preparation. I think, well, I personally always feel so much more put my, I was gonna say prepared,
Comfortable.
obviously,
Organised,
organised and kind of assured when I've got a plan and when I've got options laid out. So I think when like researching universities, when thinking about university, when thinking about not just university, that's exactly what we're talking about now.
Yeah, true.
Thinking about your options and thinking about what you could do no matter what happens. I think that's really important, and I think it's really key not to limit yourself and not to kind of say, you know, this is the only place I'm gonna go. You know, actually thinking about it more widely. But in terms of like, do you want some like productivity tips too?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
literally the next point. Is tell us some secret top tips to how we go about
top tips.
Yeah. Organising.
Well, I was talking to you about one, like my top one.
Yeah,
earlier.
You need to share this.
This is the one that you need to try.
It's really good.
So basically, to-do lists, right? So everyone loves a good to-do list, but like, tick. God love that tick. It's so satisfying. Everyone loves it. But I think there's so much value in not just treating, so the to-do list is quite negative in itself. You know, it's about crossing stuff off. You've done it and then it's gone. Yeah. But you've accomplished something there and you've invested your time there and you've done something which you should be proud of. And so what I like to do and what I would really recommend is when you've done something, write it down and say, you know, I've...
Like your accomplishments and that.
Exactly.
I think I'm gonna start doing that. Like.
And at the end of the day, you look at it and you're like, you know what?
You must
I've
be
done a lot.
proud of yourself, and
Exactly.
no, that's really good. That.
I feel honoured that you're going to start it. Thank you.
No, I like it. I hate
Yeah.
lists, but a done list.
Yeah.
Like,
it makes more sense. I think. Like.
It's just like you said, open your thought and ideas to different options, and that sounds so positive. So definitely one to consider there, guys. University is an option. It's not everybody's option. So we're going to now go through the program and tell you what else we've got available through the programs. So have a listen, guys. AJ.
Okay, cool. So if you're watching from Central England, we have some amazing courses coming up in the next couple of weeks. There is Boost Your Confidence with Team in Tamworth and Cannock. There's Get Into Hospitality in Birmingham and Sheffield. There's Get Into Hospital Services in Birmingham and Leicester. There's also Get Into the NHS in Coventry, and Get Into Health and Social Care in Nottingham, and Get Started with Web Design in Birmingham.
Go on.
That?
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
I was looking for them.
So now for our Southerners, check out these programs. Boost Your Confidence with Team in Portsmouth, Gloucester, Bromley. Excellent. Get into retail in Colchester and Bournemouth. Get into hospitality in London.
We
got
Is
our
it this as
hospitality.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can rock both of those.
Yeah, man.
Get started with water sports in Cowes. I
Yeah.
might pop along myself.
There we go, a bit of snorkeling, lovely.
Tell me about it. Get started with dressmaking in London. We got the dress.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oui. There we go.
Get started with media in London.
Media, which is that one? That one.
That one. Yeah, go on.
And try something new with Fairbridge in Southampton. And just to make sure, it was Get Into Hospitality in London.
And then last but certainly not least, here's Wales. There's Get Into Rural Skills in Brecon and Get Into Retail in Llandudno.
You don't know there, you know what?
I got it. So guys, like I said, all of those courses, the links are down below in the comments, or if you head to the Princess Trust website, you can get connected with all of them, and they're all kicking off in the next couple of weeks. So even if you know someone who's in a bit of a bind, you can, share the love, basically. Right now, though, we're going to, I'm going to introduce you guys to Rosie and Alan, who have gone through some of the Princess Trust programs, and they're here to tell us a bit about their journeys. So, to the both of you, Rosie, first of all, how how long is it since you did your GCSEs? How long ago?
Oh my god, I can't do maths.
Nah, a long time ago. A while ago. I'm knocking the lights over. 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
Okay, cool. And did you know of your options that were available to you when you were 16?
Absolutely not.
Nah.
Absolutely not. No, I genuinely did. I felt like a bit of a sheep, just
Okay.
following everyone else. You know, people going to college to sixth form, and I just thought I'm just gonna stay in the same school because it's just down the road,
It's
and
comfortable, and I'm
it's
scared.
comfortable,
Yeah.
and I don't want to change, and I'm scared, and I don't want to be an adult yet. So I just kind of followed the crowd and went to sixth form and chose a load of subjects that I had no idea about.
Man.
Yeah,
Alan, what was your story?
But I left school in like 2014. I got my exam results. I nearly cried my eyes out because I thought my life's gone now. You know what I mean? But it didn't. Like at the end of the day, like even though I got terrible exam results, I got apprentice of the year off my local college. I was working with adults with learning disabilities and autism. Like I never let that piece of paper stop me from where I wanted to be in life, and nobody else should as well. Like we should always keep going for what we want.
So can I ask you, Alan? Like that was amazing. First of all,
Yeah,
when was it that you got that mindset? Was it when you got?
I think just before like we done the exam results, like, I knew my life weren't gonna be the same, and that I knew I wasn't going to be in these classrooms anymore. I knew I was going to be out there in the real world with the real people, and I could either sink or swim in this world. But I managed to steer above and just keep going for what I wanted in my life.
Jeez.
How have you
great.
taken that positive? Like, who's?
Like I've just basically like I've had no one really around us to inspire us or nothing like that. It was my mindset. I knew what I wanted and I weren't gonna stop until I got it.
Love that.
And I'm
Fearless.
still going for it now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So
Love it.
could you tell us a little bit about the Prince's Trust program that you went on and what kind of
like,
attracted it?
Do you know, because I used to be homeless and that, and I'd done a program called Get Start with Music, and when I was homeless I used to write rapping, and then I came onto the program and I got the mic in my hand.
Yes, Alan. Yes,
And
Alan.
like we're working with producers who work with Ed Sheeran and that, and there was people from jail in the room who's just got out on tag and that, and it didn't matter what they like took away from us the world. We all had our creativity in that room and we shined, and then I ended up doing Get Started with retail, and next thing I ended up working at Marks and Spencer's, and that pays for my music videos and my mixtapes. And
Nice. And you applying for jobs today? Keeping it moving. I love it. I love it. And yourself, Rosie, like what was the
Well,
program you went on?
I went on Fairbridge initially. I've actually been on 2 programs, and then I went to get hired. But I went on Fairbridge initially, so I mean, this is probably the best one that represents Fairbridge.
team?
Yeah, it's
Team.
very similar to Team. But it was, for me, I think it got me out the house, and it got me used to talking to people as well, like outside of my friendship group, because school is very clique based. You know, you're in your group and that's what you're used to and that's all you know. And then when you're out and about with people that you never normally would have been around, it can completely change the way that you see the world.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's such a little bubble that we're in, isn't it? During that time. So, I mean, what advice now would you lend to these guys that are opening their GCSE results tomorrow?
I would say, don't worry about that piece of paper, because if you know what you want in your life, just go for it. Don't let anybody tell you any different. You've got your dream and you've got your goals, and you just got to keep going for them. Don't let a piece of paper tell you what you're going to do for the rest of your life, but it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
We all need an Alan.
I love
We
that.
all need an Alan, man. If I'd heard that, I'd be like, yes.
You just need these like recorded inspirational
Yeah.
speeches.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Alan, you need to do that every week. We need a recorded
We need
message from you.
podcasts. That's what we
Podcast.
need. We need a
everyone.
podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's so true. That's so true. I mean, it took me a long time to realise that point that you just said, that a piece of paper doesn't define you, and that you can, you know, involve yourself and like immerse yourself in your natural talents and things that that you actually like. You can dive into it and learn about it from an academic way or a practical way, and you know, whether it's via the Prince's Trust or, you know, your college or whatever, it is well worth investigating and, like you said, Ruby, doing your research and planning it out, and you know, so you do have, access to as many options as possible. Do you want to add anything? Because you've had such an interesting journey.
It has been a journey. I think what we're doing now is one of the big conversation, and sometimes you don't always know who you can turn to have that discussion. Is it your family? Is it a friend? But actually, just someone like the Trust who's so non-judgmental and can support anyone. It doesn't matter what colour you are, where you come from, what background. So for me, I'm very much a go-getter, which is why I did my coaching abroad. So that could be an option as well, about doing placements abroad, Camp Americas and clubs to really dip your feet. So it's just all of what you've said. Just keep pushing through and be positive. Don't let anyone say you can't. Just go with it.
Sweet. All right, guys. Well, look, we're gonna love you and leave you.
Already?
I know. One more sleep until you get those results. And whatever you get, there are options for you. Nicole.
Yeah, so you can turn for help and you can look at our website, so www.princess-trust.org.uk/result day. And just lending from AJ, just thank you so much, you guys, for sharing your wisdom, your stories, and hopefully you guys can get inspired. Like I'm making my list already.
Exactly.
And just I think after 3, just a massive good luck to these guys. So 1, 2, 3.
Good luck, guys. See you later. Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.